And welcome back, everyone, to the Mirror WWE universe. We're back in the weirdly, like, fucking hypercritical year of 2009, where we found Jamie. This is where we left you. This is really awkward. I
Fuck
think,
did you go?
Oh,
2009.
here.
I'm permanently stuck in 2009 in almost every conceivable way.
I mean, I'm actually kind of relieved we kind of found you here because I was worried we just let you tribute to the troops by accident. So,
Oh,
worked
God.
out. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why Jamie wasn't on the last session, folks. He just didn't want to see tribute to the troops.
Oh my
This is
god,
the
there was a tribute to the troops, wasn't there?
It was, yeah, and it was awful.
Oh, much green. Much green, many generic.
It was.
Undertaker.
There he is.
Yeah. A lot of chewing tobacco going on there for some reason.
Yeah.
Why do I taste tobacco leaves in my... Blech.
Oh dear. It just reminds me that wasn't that a spot that Tommy Dreamer did when he debuted in WWE, where he do like just disgusting things,
Yeah.
like he eat urinal
Now,
cakes and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure most of that was worked. But one
I
of the
fucking
things he
hope
did
so.
was he drank someone's spit cup.
Yeah, and that was
Oh,
taken. So it was a chew tobacco he
To
drank.
Yeah.
be honest with you, ever since Jackass number two, it was one of their like, or 2.5, they did one where they drank. No, it actually makes me like physically ill just thinking
It's
about
actually better if you don't finish.
it.
Safer for everyone.
I've never had a bloke say that to me.
You say
Ah,
you
teed up
save on
and
the
fucking swish.
you save
Oh,
on the
there it goes, out of the park.
you save on the billable hours. I'm just saying.
And he swooped in. There's another home run.
Would
Yeah,
you
there
like
you
to
go.
pay? Would you like to pay by the night, by the hour, or by the minute? Speed run.
In some
59 seconds and they're out.
That's one busy lunch break.
Listen, Kane, the Undertaker, right now as they currently are, absolutely amazing. But who the fuck let the people in with the vapes? What the fuck?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Also, why does Kane kind of look like The Rock?
In terms of face or
Yeah.
forehead.
Right, no,
Yeah.
face, right? Because whatever way the lighting was when it like kind of panned onto him, it was the way the shadow was, and I was like, kind of looks like The Rock in Fast and Furious.
Right? Generic self-aggrandizing egomaniac? Kane or The Rock?
Hey.
Everyone, on your buzzers.
See what I mean?
I kind of see where you're going with that.
Bit of Rocky going on.
I can smell what he's cooking, but it's burnt.
Yeah, it's
So
sulfur.
as well, actually, you kind of
I mean, he has a head.
He does have a fantastic egg.
He's bald. That's
We all have that
it's
affliction.
definitely it is one of those things is when Jonathan, I guarantee you, when you're looking back at the editing and you just see the dark lighting when you look at it, it is kind of like yeah, everyone's kind of was based off the same
Yeah,
module here when they were making the
fine double
faces.
take. Yeah. But again, I think we mentioned in the last session that this is the first game to have made it to the PS3. So, like the PS2, like it was developed on the PS2, and then they kind of did a rush job to get it up to the PS3 spec. So all the models are okay, but not particularly good.
Lovely bottom on Batista, though, we'll say. There's...
But well, look, in
It's a
fairness,
little
if you get
slim
the,
waist.
this is pre motion capture, right? This
Yeah.
was they were purely built. No one was
I think it was just on the
scanned.
cusp. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think the face scanning didn't really come into play until 2012. I want to say.
Is that
I
when
feel
like it
like
was
you
smack?
came
Was
in.
that the like 2K games?
That rings a bell. I think 2K, like, because 2K
I
have their
think
own
2K started.
for it.
Yeah, I think they started doing all the motion capture ones.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's the same with EA when they do all the like Madden and FIFA and stuff like that. They would have like they literally wheel the players in, like cameras all around them, and then boom, out you go, move.
What was their what was their tagline? EA, it's in the game.
EA
Yep.
Sports. It's
Yeah.
Everyone at their own attempt. Yeah. EA Sports. It's in the game.
That's a good one, Brian. That's pretty good.
My favorite one, Sega.
Automatically, right after that plays. It's Mario.
If we're going for a real
Sonic
deep
the
cut,
Hedgehog.
if we're going for a real deep cut for the PS1 heads, do.
No fear on the face of this superstar.
Final Fantasy.
No.
I automatically thought Pokemon, but you said PS1.
Yeah.
Give it to again. Oh fuck no! Starting Metal Gear Solid. There we go.
Boom. There you have it.
Snake.
I know this, but I don't know this.
And as you would have learned from watching the game gallery on this channel, it's actually from the game Police Knots. It's the opening bars of the theme from that game. And Konami had basically used the music as its jingle for a while.
It's a really shit game that we played.
No, you weren't on that one. Police Knots is like Lethal Weapon in Space. You would have loved it.
Oh no. Do you remember there was one? Because I was high as a fucking kite for the entirety of.
That was Hopkins FEI, yeah.
Oh, that one. That was fucking shit.
That was weird. That was a deep.
There's a political
like-
reference happening in the ring right now. Batista and the Undertaker.
And
I don't know.
Kane
I'm
and a
kind of
Mexican.
doing
Kane and the Mexican. You have to ask, right? How the fuck was there not more backstage bullshit with the amount of political differences that an awful lot of the lads really came out with now?
I think what we kind of learned is that like the vast. I know it's kind of
Was it
said
the
that the
worst
vast
thing that
majority
was
of wrestling-
happening backstage? Was it?
Yeah.
Well, if you read an awful lot of some of the lads' books,
Political opinion?
and when they talk about, no, I don't mean like just political opinions. I mean just in general of like how shitty some of the people actually turned out to be.
Mm.
Like, do you remember like when the Miz was talking about how like when he was getting hazed and shit like that, and like
Yeah.
out with the, you're kind of like, huh, okay. And then when you hear like what Edge was talking about someone else in particular, what they used to do, and you're kind of like, yeah, I'd probably be more along the lines of, yeah, I'd rather be on the unemployment line than have to put up with this bullshit on a daily basis. And like,
Yeah.
it is a daily basis, like.
Any organization, you look at the treatment of the workers and the work culture, and then, oh fuck, Vince was the boss.
Yeah.
Who? But like, it is just one of those things, like, because he's not backstage with you. Well, we know what he was doing, but like, so he was more along the lines away from like everything there. It's just everything else. You're kind of like, huh. But even now, like when you see like how the women in the AEW locker room talk about one another, you're kind of like, not more of you just started fighting in the ring. Like, why is there not more potatoes going around?
I think part of it is definitely because it was a fraternity thing / sorority thing with that example of like they're in their own little club to a degree, and
Yeah.
that trumps everything.
And it's also like the most homoerotic thing possible. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to be, if you're gonna be one of the boys, you have to have like, you know, JBL touch your ball sack or something. It's like something ridiculous like that. It's like
Putting them up, I believed it was referred to.
yeah,
You'd get a
like,
sudden.
way to beat the allegations, lads, that the user are
And-
perfectly straight men with nothing in the
Like-
closet at all.
They were just
You know-
doing it to make sure the other guy didn't like it.
But
Yeah,
do you know what?
of course.
Do you know? But do you know what it is? But like that's kind of like the funny aspect though of it as well when you really think about it, because you see like American colleges, like their fraternities who were like constantly in the news because they killed a pledge,
Yeah.
or they beat someone down so in a hazing type thing, and then you look at like the wrestling locker rooms and goes, yeah, he sudded my ass good.
When? But that's backstage. And then they get out here into the ring. And they get annoyed if they do any of that out there. So it's this weird fucking be out there. Look after each other in the ring. Look after each other in the ring. When you get backstage, I'm going to staple your bollocks to your leg.
It's a kind of weird duality as well, because like I remember like even in the football terms, there was a time where like certain players were on the same team, but like they're fucking like you cheated with my wife type of thing, or like you're seeing in like there's been other like kind of weird love triangles and stuff like
Not
this. You
it
know,
wasn't. Oh, what's his name? Not Vardy. Oh, who did John Terry sleep with? Was John Terry slept with one of his
Wayne Bridges'
team?
wife, Wayne
Yeah,
Bridge. Yeah.
that's the one. Rich, yeah.
Now, as far as I recall, I think they had moved, like he had moved to a different team at that point, but the incident was happening
No,
while they were at the same team. So
still
like
like
that's very fucked up.
like you can imagine that every lad in the locker room, John Terry was like, "How's that? Don't ask me how my wife is, John. Don't you dare ask how my wife is, and don't
Like,
ask about my daughter either. Like I don't want you to know."
but that's what I'm saying. But it is that kind of thing where like it is. I don't even know if it's a locker room thing or not. It's just like I think in certain football has its own issues in that regard. But like I guess it is that kind of thing where like it is a close knit group. But like for these few hours, we're obliged to do this one thing where we don't even have to get on. We just have to look like we get on, and then normal fucking hostilities resume. Like it's very strange.
know,
It's when the World Cup comes about and like everyone goes back to pay for their national teams and they're up against.
Yes.
That's when it's like, oh, they fucking hate each other
Oh
on that
yeah.
team. Like
Absolutely.
you can see that the hate is real then.
has everyone seen How I Met Your Mother? Yeah.
Parts
You know,
of it, yeah.
The cheerleader theory. Yeah.
Hmm.
The grouping of a bunch of women, everyone increases their beauty based on the average of everyone there. When you get enough men together, the group intelligence goes down
Way down.
automatically. It's just there's a little formula of testosterone plus or minus is equal to less than any fucking brick in the street.
It's The Simpsons. Do you know what's actually really funny? The Simpsons have a really, really good example of what Brian has just said. And it's when they have Bart before they put him on the ADHD medication, and it's the cone, and it's Bart is the center of it, and it just drags everyone down into it. So
Yeah.
imagine Aaron, for example, is the center of the cone, right?
You're gonna say
And everyone around Aaron, and the more we're listening to Aaron, it's the higher the testosterone seems to get in the women. Is that we just get more angry and angry and
That's
angry,
adrenaline.
and Aaron,
That's
Aaron just
adrenaline,
gets
yeah.
dumber and dumber and dumber.
Aaron has what we call the cone of contrariness. So like that, if Aaron is situated here, the people that are in like the immediate radius must engage in an argument with him, whereas the people in the outer rim are technically safe because like they're not in the epicenter. There's a blast radius. You have to listen to the argument, but you're not actually involved in it. And then say if Aaron was to get up to perhaps go to the sink to vomit or go into the bathroom or whatever, then he brings the argument with him. And the people then on the outer side of the room also now engage in the argument. It travels with him. Like it is form posting to an almost art form, but he must be fucking stops at some point. Like I had to edit 2.5 hours of fucking what we watching, and there's no point even editing. I just send the whole thing out and just let the internet decide.
No,
his fate.
he has my eternal vote. His pledge and proficiency in shithousery must be acknowledged.
Oh, it's good. It's fucking phenomenal. Like you need to teach us his secrets.
No, he's the savant.
Reminds me of the Priscilla conversation, because what happened was
Savant.
it was getting more and more, I can't even say angry, it was getting more and more volatile in the center that Aaron actually got out of the chair and moved to the sink. And what happened was the heat, the anger radiating from me and Kira seeped into everyone else in the room, bar Brian. Brian had a force field up around him, right? And I believe it was because Brian's social battery had completely depleted at this point. It's like he actually wasn't sure.
Not even
He
that.
wasn't even sure what was going on because he made a comment and I looked at him and I went, and here's the fucking parrot. And at that point, Brian just went, oh God, I've just
was like-
repeated what she just said. I did as if I wasn't listening.
You have vastly underestimated my ability to disassociate at any given second of the day.
You were made, if that was like
Happy
if that was like
Happy land.
projectile, what's that thing where you're like,
Astral projection.
actually, yeah, that was Brian. Brian was gone, right? He was a spirit watching over the room.
You know what?
In
He was
my
absolutely
exact
correct. He was
my
absolutely
exact
right.
thought was I should probably try talking. And then I did and went, no, back to thinking about ice cream.
I wonder what's happening on Bluey right now.
Sprinkles, syrup. Oh, what syrup will I get on the ice cream? Oh, that would be lovely.
What a main event.
Well, that was pretty.
You know,
It
you know
was
what
pretty
people
fucking
don't do?
funny.
You know what people don't
Yeah.
do? Put digestives on their ice cream. That'd be great. Brian, what? Sorry, I was thinking about biscuits and ice cream. What's happening?
Do you agree with the point that Aaron presented? I believe in biscuits. It's like, so you agree with him then? Okay, fair enough.
More people put digestive biscuits on ice cream. Actually, you can crumple that shit up.
Mm.
Yeah. Without question. Or the ultimate ice cream sandwich.
An old school forearm. That twisted expression of pain on his opponent's face.
I think I've started a dessert for the next nerd session, lads.
They said I was crazy to teach a llama to drive.
No, Llama, no.
They are the greenest animal.
They
They are.
popped up on my timeline today. So it's in my brain.
So in case you're wondering, Jamie, by the way, yes, the Undertaker is wrestling twice on the same episode of Smackdown. This
Fundamental move.
Teddy
And got pinned by Rey Mysterio clean in the first half.
Teddy Long
Yes.
bucket.
He's
Oh, yeah.
not getting paid double though. That's the only thing.
I was
He's
about to
still
say,
only
like,
getting the same $25.
He's
as you know,
wrestling great Cali. He should be getting paid a lot more than fucking double.
Seeing that you are, of course, joining us from the year 2009, you are aware that there was a massive
Yes.
talent shortage back then.
Yep.
To the extent where all they could do was basically have Mr. Kennedy wrestle twice a night. You know, he's a
Oh, he's
worker.
going to be massive, though. He's the future.
No, he is the future.
Yep.
Past tense. Oh, awkward. Do you know what? You're going to have a great 2010. But Mr. Kennedy, however, will not. But the but yeah, it's kind of gas where like with the whole principle of I knew going in like trying to mesh all the 6 storylines together into one video, into one timeline was always going to be fascinating. I didn't realize there was going to be this much fucking overlap. It's like, come on, gang. At least follow the bit of kayfabe here, you know?
At least pretend.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't mind, but the fuckers have like enough people in the game to do this. They just didn't.
Weird fucking flick of the fringe.
Justin Bieber.
Also, my hair looks very red in this lighting. I'm very.
I was about to say it's like you've I think Amy's
It
joined
looks
us
like
for the year.
I just dyed it and I haven't.
Two words. Working it. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
You look at you.
Now, Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 2009.
And here we are, Band-Aid again, with Do They Know It's Christmas? Just realized that's what it reminded me of. I'm so sorry.
You know when you look at something and you think that wasn't too long ago. Yeah, it was. Boom Boom Pow, the Black Eyed Peas. They are now. That's what this era made.
Yeah.
There it is.
How did we get that boom boom pow?
That
Do you have the
easy.
album, Jamie?
What? But a question about the games, right? Because I never Damien was more the wrestling game player than I was.
Sure.
When did they start putting dead wrestlers back into games? Or did they always kind of keep some of them around?
I mean,
It's kind of a
if you
mix,
wait-
really. Like there's a weird point. Like they definitely for the game for 2007 and 2008 they put Eddie Guerrero in because they had Eddie Guerrero programmed it anyway from the year before.
Yeah.
Now I think it was either this one or the year. I think it was this one that they had to take Chris Benoit out, like with immediate fucking urgency.
That was where my question was going on this. Because
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be included in any games going forward. Because it was actually the reason why is because I was listening to a podcast today, and it was a crime and sport podcast, and they actually did the Benoit case.
Yeah.
Right, and it was only when I was afterward. It was only because you had only sent me the message about it, and I was like, when did they stop using him? Like when? Because obviously it must have been 2007.
I'm sorry, but just because it's currently happening. Undertaker didn't get paid twice, but he got pinned by Rey Mysterio clean and then got left laying by Finlay and motherfucking Santino Marella.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
his
yeah.
full that's his full
Yeah.
title. And
Yeah.
given
Yeah.
that we are all experienced time travelers, we're all of us kind of happy that it happened.
A little bit, yeah.
I was really happy. Fuck you.
Jamie's like,
Fuck you and
why?
your-
What
fuck you and your-
happened?
Fuck you.
I-
What
and your
happens
I-
in your
I-
year?
I have a particular disdain for Santino Marella.
I don't know.
Well, what's mad is that, like, again, this is in the Ultimate Universe. Like, we don't know how Santino debuted. So, like, but according to what we've seen for the last 2 hours, he is a bit of a laughing stock, but is like at least a legitimate wrestler on the roster, rather than just some bloke they found in Milan who just happened to bluff his way to an intercontinental title. Like, I'll be honest with you, lads, they should have been using that gambit a bit more often. Like, I know there's a tour coming up for Raws and Smackdowns around Europe coming up to WrestleMania. They should do that again.
That's how Gunther was discovered.
I'm thinking, hey, look.
Legitimately murdering someone in the ring.
Imagine trying to make him look like just a member of a wrestling
A
audience.
bloke.
To be fair, if we used his old look when he had, okay, we need you to go back to the pink hair just for
Danny
tonight.
Gunter, yeah. That would be quite funny, actually.
Also as well, this is all right. So Jamie, you weren't you missed it because we hadn't picked you up yet on the timeline. So I thought Buddy Murphy and Curtis Axel, no,
Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins. I thought Buddy Murphy and Kurt Hawkins were the same person. No bullshit. Because I legit thought they were just 2 different gimmicks that one person used, and then it was a complete mindfuck for me, right? And I had a moment of when SmackDown for Survivor Series, when they were running the promos for it, I kept going, why does Randy Orton look so weird on that title card? So it was actually, I think, Bronson Reed with the beard.
Yeah.
Was he in the triple threat match with him, Sheamus, and
No, the big Kaiser, Braun Breaker, and Sheamus.
Braun Breaker, yeah.
Right, yeah. So that was one, and every time I saw like the promo picture for it, I was like, what the fuck happened to Randy? Oh yeah. Oh, that's not Randy Orton. Okay. It's just like, what the
Ludwig
fuck
Kaiser
happened?
and Randy Orton.
Together at last.
What